So I decided to take the dive and discover if I could become a game dev in a matter of months. It all started a few months ago when I was playing Dungeons & Dragons with my friends and family using Foundry VCT. For those who don't know, Foundry VCT is a virtual tabletop where you can buy and download ready-made adventures from Wizards of the Coast and many more. You can also create your own adventures and play online with whomever you invite. During COVID times, virtual tabletop became incredibly popular and websites like Roll20 exploded in popularity. However, after months of playing, I started to get an itch for creating my own games and adventures. But I didn't really want to create a game on virtual tabletop. I've been a huge gamer all my life and have spent countless hours on my PlayStation 4 playing games like the Uncharted series, Invisible Ink, Hotline Miami, and believe it or not, Apex Legends. It felt like I was ready for my next step, which was to create video games. As someone who's 39 years old and with a successful career in the health industry, don't ask. I didn't have a clue on how to start. I decided to do some research on which game engines the games I enjoy playing have used, and found out first about GameMaker. GameMaker looked great and simple enough. I even managed to find some interesting tutorials on YouTube. However, upon looking at all the licensing one must purchase in order to release a game, I was a bit put off, although I do remember really considering it. If GameMaker had already a free version back then, maybe I would have tried it. I knew about Unreal, but I was never too keen on realistic graphics and big AAA games. I kept on digging and came across several videos on YouTube where people were discussing Godot versus Unity, and also several devs saying they were switching to Godot. While some would defend Unity for being an engine where there are endless tutorials and the assets from the asset store, many would say Godot is the engine for the noobs. GDScript, the programming language that Godot uses, is simpler and much cleaner than C#. It instantly felt like a better choice, although I wasn't 100% sold on it yet. Falling victim of YouTube advertising, I bought a subscription on Zenva Academy, which is a website like Udemy and Skillshare, with loads of courses on programming. I did a couple of tutorials with Godot, however I didn't really understand what I was doing, even if I had a half-baked game at the end. The tutorials just weren't great. And then I'm not very good with text tutorials, especially when I'm trying to learn something new. Plus I have a terrible tendency of switching off my brain when I'm reading things, especially if everything sounds like gibberish, as it is with programming languages when you're beginning. I decided I needed proper help. I started asking on some Discord communities, and to my surprise most people were like, learn by yourself, start with Pong and go from there. Probably good advice, but I just knew that's not how I wanted to do it. Eventually I managed to find a couple of tutors and had weekly sessions with them. I have to say, it's all good and glorious to teach yourself new skills, but when you have someone helping you and showing you the right way of doing things, it can help immensely. I'll explain why. Number one, you won't be as frustrated all the time because you're doing things wrong. You will learn the right way first time, which leads me to the second advantage. You won't fall into bad habits, which in time it means less error in your code and less debugging later. It's safe to say that that was the best approach for me. These guys have really pushed me and they really helped me to start thinking like a programmer. I have nothing against the Discord or Godot communities. As a matter of fact, I highly recommend them. Now after nearly 3 months of weekly tutoring, I don't feel the need for tutors anymore and feel like I can stand on my own 2 feet. Rewind back 3 months from today, I came across Thomas Brush's full-time game dev course. The promise of becoming a game dev within a few steps felt incredibly surreal but achievable. Thomas has great bedside manners, he's charismatic, and has the ability to make people believe on what he's saying. I was in just from watching his advert on YouTube. Yeah, I am an advertisement victim. In a matter of days from purchasing his course, I set up my GameDev website on Squarespace, which at present doesn't look like anything I would purchase or sign up for myself. I set up all my social medias and bought a Steamworks product submission fee, even without having a game yet. It felt like I was trying to take a bite bigger than I could chew, or putting the cart before the horses, but taking those steps meant one thing for me: commitment. And I think this is what it all comes down to: being committed to your decisions and following it through, which is where so many of us fail at. Since making those commitments, I have sank my teeth into Godot, have created a rough core game loop of a game idea I have, discovered the amazing world of GameDev on Twitter, and have now started learning pixel art, which I'm absolutely loving. That is on top of having a full-time job and raising 1-year-old twins. Yeah, you heard that right. I have 1-year-old babies, plural. And all of that is because I cannot bear the thought of continuing doing my current job for another 15 years. But I'm not intending on quitting my job anytime soon. However, life is too short for you not to follow your heart. Even if what I'm learning to do doesn't end up becoming my full-time job, at least I'm having the courage to try. And if you don't try, you don't get it. So I thought, why not? If you stuck to the end of this video, please like and leave a comment. I'm very grateful to be able to share my experience with you, and I hope this has helped others in a similar situation. I'm aiming to post more videos about my journey and also some tips on little aha moments I had as a new game dev. Thank you, and I see you next time.